Well, if I just take the trauma perspective, I think, well, there are many, and we've talked a lot about some of those challenges in the training. I think the first one is to understand the framework. In other words, what do we know is happening when someone is traumatized? It helps us to understand the process. We now know that, for instance, parts of the brain are affected. We ask the question, what parts of the brain, and how does that help us understand and work with and support the people that are affected? One of the ways we know is that the prefrontal areas of the brain are affected. So our understanding helps us know that what are we going to see? We're going to see more impulsive behaviours. For instance, problems with regulation, because those things are not solely located but primarily located in the frontal part of the brain, those processes. So the actual knowledge base that comes with trauma helps us understand those sort of processes and how we should respond. Now, what's the challenge? The challenge is, how do we communicate that knowledge to people who need that knowledge? So here in Scandinavia, you have huge numbers of unaccompanied minors. You have a very small number of professional people who are working with them. Who's working with them? Well, mainly unprofessional or non-professional staff who are well-meaning, who care, but need the training, the support, the supervision to be able to be trauma-informed in how they respond. We know that if they're not trained, not supported, not supervised appropriately, they will fall into the traps that any of us will fall into. For instance, responding instinctively to a kid who's being aggressive towards us by being punitive and perhaps dismissive of that kid, rather than trying to understand what is the meaning of this and what is the process that's going on. I think that's a big challenge, is translating these concepts for people who don't have professional training.